Hello and welcome to SL Chennai Speaks Out. I'm Sanjay Pinto. On 1/10/2010, Chennai woke up early and headed not to the Kapali temple but to the Kasi temple, where Lord Sivaji Rao Gaikwad, also called Rajinikanth, was consecrated as the presiding deity, a super god as it were, giving his darshan to millions of fans on 2,000 screens worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, what explains the phenomenon of a 60-year-old man who is not caught in that image trap getting more applause than even a former Miss World? What explains the unprecedented public adulation, which is almost has no parallels across the country? What explains the mass hysteria and the mania that is always associated with the Rajinikanth release? What explains, ladies and gentlemen, the phenomenal rise of a humble bus conductor to one of India's or perhaps Asia's highest paid actor? Now, usually Rajinikanth lets his movies do the talking and his fans do the screaming, and he's quite content to do the vanishing act before the release of his films retreat away in the Himalayas. But this time around, it wasn't the same old story, because Rajinikanth went into a television studio to promote his film. He went all the way to Malaysia for the audio launch, and he even traveled all the way to Mumbai for a special screening and called Bal Thackeray God. So things have changed, ladies and gentlemen. The Rajinikanth phenomenon, is it star power or marketing muscle? That's our proposition on SL Chennai Speaks Out. This is our panelist. Chennai, the Kilimanjaro girl, singer and die-hard Rajinikanth fan. Sridhar Pillai, also one of the thousands of journalists who can't hide their fondness for Rajinikanth. Sridhar Pillai is a film critic. Both Chennai and Sridhar Pillai believe that Rajinikanth, it's all a question, the Rajinikanth phenomena boils down to star power. On the other side of the motion, and I request you to clap for them as well, you have Mr. Jnani, a very senior journalist, and Mr. Sudangan, a columnist. Again, two veteran journalists, someone we always look up to and respect, people we respect. And both of them, in fact, are going to take on this debate, should we say, the politically incorrect line. They believe that the Rajinikanth phenomenon is all about marketing muscle. So without much ado, let's get started with our first round. It's called First Shot.
There will never be another star like Rajinikanth. I have been a Rajini tracker because I'm a journalist. I have done a couple of cover stories for a magazine on Rajinikanth. Right from 1980s, I have been tracking Rajinikanth. I see this man as a one-man industry. He has given Tamil cinema more recognition than any other hero that I have ever come across. And as far as Ndtv is concerned, today he's a global superstar. Take it from me, because the collections of the film outside of India is phenomenal. No other Tamil film has collected so much outside in US, markets like US, UK, and even in Australia. The film has done phenomenally well. And let's say that he's the first real South Indian hero who has gone outside of South and made a name for him. Today, Robo is a hit. Definitely it's a hit in the northern Indian market, and it's only because of the Rajinikanth phenomenon. You see the Bollywood audiences, as they are called, have always gone for younger heroes. The cutoff age would be about 45, but here's a 60-year-old man charming the youth audiences in Mumbai and Delhi. I would say hats off to him, because nobody else can get that kind of reach from South India. I think he's the first ever hero to have made such a deep impact in North. And coming to this marketing and other thing, who doesn't need marketing? Let me say a product today needs more marketing than anything else. Similarly, Rajinikanth is marketing himself. There's nothing wrong in it. I see, how can a 60-year-old man be so popular in the world? It needs require some kind of marketing plus his charisma. And his humble beginnings have also created an aura around him. And that is what is reaching him across to millions across the globe. And if you really look at it, the way he charms, right from all his films, he believes in style, he believes in giving, he's a one-man entertainment troupe. He does the comedy scene, he does the action scenes, and he is so comfortable doing it. And people have watched for it, they pay money just to see him. From 6 to 60, people are queuing up to see his film. Why? Because they want entertainment, and this guy can provide entertainment. Nobody else I have seen in Indian cinema who can provide entertainment as much as Mr. Rajinikanth can. When he has been able to constantly reinvent himself over the years. You take a look at his, from let's say from Annamalai, Basha, and Padayappa and all that, he started slowing down the movie, and he started doing, I think, one film every 2 years or 3 years. He used to do one film. That means he has a captivating audiences. So why should he go and spoil it by doing too many films? There's nothing wrong in it. As a hero, is there anybody in the world who has lasted as much as Mr. Rajinikanth? An action hero, please note, John Wayne, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these people have had very brief, say maximum 10 years. But here's a man who's been there at the top for almost more than 25 years.
First off, I'm a die-hard Rajinikanth fan. Forever, I've always wanted to, as a singer, I wished at some point in time I would be able to sing in a Rajinikanth film. But that apart, I have been able to do that twice, thanks to Rahman sir's opportunities. But otherwise, I think marketing, you know, if you have been on the receiving end of all these SMSs which say, air is afraid of Rajinikanth and it hides in its lungs for protection. You know, so I think marketing exists because of Rajinikanth's star power. I think he is a phenomenon who cannot be defined, who cannot be put in a certain, let's say, a bracket to say this and this makes now Rajinikanth the superstar that he is today. I think from even a child that is born probably 2-3 years ago, the superstar is able to catch that child's imagination, and still he's able to catch the imagination of people who are in their 60s and 70s and 80s. So he is one star who goes throughout every age group. And now, I think it's only now that his films have started showing in the Hindi speaking land as well. I'm sure a lot of you would have seen the YouTube links wherein he said that this Gujarati man who comes and says, "Kya ho gaya Rajni, what happened to your hair? Jhad gaya yaar, chodo." He had this entire journalists, you know, people who are saying, and he turns to Aishwarya and says, "Thank you for acting with me." Who has the charisma to carry off something like that today, in this day and age? I'm sure there are a few people who really have the gift of the gab, but if there's somebody at 60 who has the charm, who has the magic, and Aishwarya is getting up and hooting and rooting for him. So I think the man's a magician, and perhaps there cannot be one more superstar again.
All right.
All of you call yourself fans of Rajinikanth, and I must say unabashedly that Rajinikanth is my fan, because when a leading Tamil magazine published a special number for Rajinikanth, they invited me to write a critical article on Rajinikanth, the only critical article in the entire special number. So I wrote the critical article where I said he is an actor killed by the star. Coming next issue, Rajini reacted to their special number. In his reaction to the special number, Rajini said, "Jnani is the only one who has written the truth." So Rajini himself knows the truth, and he knows that he is there because of the marketing muscle. And he knows that his star power has been achieved by killing the actor in him. M.K.T. Bhagavathar was the only phenomenon Tamil cinema ever produced. And he was nearly matched only by M.G. Ramachandran, MGR. He was the only one who nearly matched such a phenomenon. Because during Bhagavatar's time, Bhagavatar did not have a fan club network, Bhagavatar did not have a marketing muscle, and Bhagavatar could make women all over Tamil Nadu swoon at his face. And everywhere Bhagavatar went, people wanted to worship him, fall at his feet, touch him somehow or other, and he always used to eat from out of golden plates. And you read about Bhagavatar's history. Unfortunately, we forget history. In Rajini's case, as Noam Chomsky says, it is manufactured consent. So the consent has been manufactured by the marketing muscle. And the marketing muscle, how does it work? Let us look at it. Rajini has right from early days built up his fan network. And this fan network is fed with money. Do we think that all these fans who go and pour the milk over the cutouts and flex boards are all doing it with their own money all the time? No. A huge money is spent on financing the fan network. Let us not forget that the entire fan network is run by money spent by Rajini and the producers of his films throughout. And this is how the entire fan network works. Two big films called Sagalagala Vallavan and Murattu Kalai. Until then, Rajini and Kamal were doing serious good films. And Sagalagala Vallavan converted Kamal into a commercial actor, and Murattu Kalai converted Rajini into a mass actor.
Just to point out, a Bhagavata ate from golden plates, and Rajinikanth was very simple, and even at Soundarya's wedding, he went around serving people at the wedding.
Up to 54 films. Rajinikanth was a beautiful actor. He was doing very good films. அவர்கள் தப்பு தாளங்கள் போனா ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி எங்கேயோ கேட்ட குரல் 6லிருந்து 60 வரை what a films இளமை ஊஞ்சலாடு he did different roles. After 50 till 54 films he was riding on the shoulders of poor producers. A actor slowly converted into a business proposition. A star power nobody denies. I do still, if some Bacha is screened, I'll sit there like how I watch Enga Veetu Pillai or Kudiyirundha Koyil of MGR. I watch Padayappa.
How many times have you watched them?
Every time when it is screened, I will sit there.
How many times?
Any number of times. It will grip me. See, the attraction of Rajini, we don't deny. But that star power being arm twisted by this marketing muscle. Okay, in city, you release in 10 theatres. In North Arcade, South Arcade, you release in 7 theatres. In Trichy, Tanjavur, you release in 10 theatres and see your success. That was the success of Badsha. That was the success of Padayappa. No, 1 minute. I'll finish it. You will release in all the theatres. No other films will be released. Release is 2 films on the same day, which in 1966, MGR had the guts. In Casino, Anbeva, left Gaiti, Muharasi, same day, one black and white film, one color film. In 1970, Sivaji Ganesan, Engirundo Vandal in Shanti Theatre, Swargam in the Devi Paradise, both, all these 4 films, simultaneously in the neighboring theatres, ran for more than 100 days.
Well, that was quite an offensive proposition put up there, but he'll slide into a short break on SL Chennai Speaks Out. When we come back, stay tuned for cross-examination.